This is ANN News Brief.
Saudi Arabia is working on removing Sudan from the United States' list of state sponsors of terrorism. Saudi Arabia's Foreign Affairs Ministry tweeted on Sunday following a meeting in Riyadh with King Salman, the head of Sudan's Transitional Sovereign Council, Abdel Fattah Al-Burhan, and Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok. Saudi Arabia says it's also working on initiating investment in Sudan and improving existing projects, adding that Sudan is working on supporting Saudi Arabia in international forums, providing an environment for investment and expanding its agricultural sector. The kingdom also says it will establish ambitious investment projects in the Sudan and improve existing projects. Sudan's inclusion on the U.S. list of state sponsors of terrorism makes the country ineligible for debt relief and financing from international lenders like the International Monetary Fund and World Bank. Musanze district's residents in northern Rwanda are gripped in fear and panic after assailants killed 14 persons last week. The assailants are suspected to be members of Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Rwanda, FDLR militia. They attacked villages near the Volcanoes National Park that is famous for the mountain gorillas. Rwandan security forces say they killed 19 rebels and arrested 5 members in an operation over the weekend. Officials say the rebels had carried out the attack on Friday while searching for food. During Sunday's burial of the victims, another resident of Kabazungu said the attackers guarded people in the neighborhood before they started looting commercial stores. A trader in the area says the situation is terrible as they are very afraid that attackers might come back and kill those who escaped. But local authorities have told residents not to worry because the army had restored peace. After the attack, Rwanda Development Board, the body in charge of tourism, says security organs have restored order and tourism services will continue normally in the Volcanoes National Park. We'll return after this message.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
In Tunisia, the moderate Islamist party Ennahda, which is part of the outgoing government, says it had won the ballot in a briefing to journalists. Also, the officials from the new Calb Tones party of the jailed media tycoon and presidential contender Nabil Karoui says it had topped the poll. The polls come a fortnight after the first round of the presidential election when independent candidates sidelined traditional political elites. State television report showed Ennahda with 17.5% of votes and the hurt Nabil Karoui's party with 15.6%. The official results are yet to be released. The Electoral Commission says the turnout in the election was only 41%, with many voters annoyed by years of ineffective coalitions that have been unable to address chronic economic problems. This election is said to be the third free parliamentary election in Tunisia since the 2011 revolution that ended decades of autocratic rule and introduced democracy, with a new constitution agreed in 2014. That's CNN News Brief. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, cnnafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CNN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.